Hi, it's Elizabeth from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today we'll be doing the handover video of the autotrail GF80. First thing we'll come to on the driver's side is your door to get in to the driving seat. And just behind that is your wet locker. So in the first one, we've got your 2 leisure batteries, and then we've got your hookup point. So when you're hooking up your vehicle to the cable, you want to remember to lift the collar on the cable and then attach it to your vehicle, and then attach the cable to the mains. And then when you're disconnecting, disconnect from the mains and then the vehicle, so you're never walking around with a live lead. And just behind your hookup point, you've got another wet locker, just so you can store your boots or anything dirty that you don't want to store inside the vehicle. And then just underneath at the back, we've got your wastewater drain off point. So you just turn the handle back and any wastewater in the tank will drain out of here. So you want to do this when you're leaving a site, so you're never travelling with the added weight of the wastewater. But also during winter, you don't want any water in the tanks to freeze and cause frost damage. So you always want to drain your tanks out before the weather gets cold. And then we've got a locker leading to the inside of the vehicle for extra storage. Next, we've got your external shower point. So you want to have your freshwater tank full and your water pump turned on. And then you want to push the blue lever back and the black cap will pop off. And then you want to attach your shower. And then once you're done, again, push the blue cap off and pull your shower part off, and then put your cap back on. Just push it on and it'll click into place. And just behind your shower point, we've got your freshwater filler point. So you'll need a hose pipe and some adapters, as some sites just provide a brass tap. Once you're done filling, just remember to close your lid and lock it with a key so no one can tamper with your fresh water. Under the vehicle behind your back wheel on the driver's side, we've got your freshwater drain off point. So with this one, you just want to twist the handle round and then the water will drain out. Again, you can do this when you're leaving a site, so you're not travelling home with the added weight of your fresh water. But again, when you're winterising your vehicle, you want to drain out all the water so it doesn't freeze and cause frost damage in your vehicle. The back of the vehicle, we've got your garage. So in here we've got your carpets, and we've got a couple of tie-up points, so anything large you can tie up and secure. At the back of the vehicle, at the top, we've got your reversing camera. And then we've got your spare wheel, we've got your tow bar. So this is the garage from the passenger side. Next we've got your cassette. So as long as the blade on the inside of the toilet is closed, you can pull the handle up and slide your cassette out. And then to empty it, you just want to twist your spout round and unscrew the cap. And then when you're emptying, pressing the orange button, this just allows some air in and stops it from glugging. Then you want to give it a good swirl around with some fresh water, empty it out again, and then put some blue or green liquid in the cap, and then it's ready for use again. The release for your gas locker is just behind your passenger seat. And then in your gas locker, it will hold 2 6kg gas bottles. And you always want to make sure that you tie them in nice and tight with your straps. When you're connecting your pigtail to the gas bottle, remember it's left to tighten, right to loosen, opposite way around being gas, and you'll need a spanner to nip this bit up really tight. And then when you've turned your gas flow on the bottles, you also want to press in this black button, which just allows the gas to go through your pigtail and into the vehicle. And at the top here, we've got this yellow button. This is a crash valve, so it needs to be flush with this trimmer unit. If it pops out, just push it in for a couple of seconds and it will allow the gas to flow through to your vehicle. First thing you want to do when you get into your vehicle is turn your main control panel on. And then from here you can turn your internal and awning light on and off. And you can also turn your water pump on, so you get a pressurised flow of water through your vehicle. Then got your water levels, so you've got 75% fresh water and only 25% waste. And then we've got your leisure and vehicle battery, and then we've got your solar and your current, so you can check everything out on here. And then we've also got settings So you can change which is charging, so you can either have your leisure or vehicle battery charging from your hookup cable or your solar panel. And then we've also got tank heaters for winter, so if you're using your vehicle in the winter months, you can put your tank heaters on and it just stops the water from freezing in the tanks and causing frost damage. Next, we've got your Aldi heating system. So when you click off your home screen, you'll come to your heating, hot water and power source. So the top one is your heating, so if you click to whatever temperature you want, and then either turn your electric or your gas on. So for here you can have 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatts of electricity, or you can turn your gas on and off. And then your heating will kick in, and you can also turn your hot water on. So you can have it on half or full. Full just gives you hot water quicker. To turn your fridge on and off, you just want to hold the on button down till your lights appear. And then from here, if you hold the first square down, you can click between your energy sources. So you can either have it on automatic, which means it will pick the best energy source possible, or you can manually pick hookup, vehicle, or gas. And we've also got your temperature. So 1 is the warmest, 5 is the coldest. And then when you're storing your vehicle for winter, just pull out this little tab here, and then when you close it, it won't fully shut, so you get airflow between your fridge and the outside so it doesn't grow mould or any funky smells while you're storing it through the winter. In the bathroom, we've got your skylight, and we've got a nice large mirror above your sink, and then a cupboard, and then we've also got your toilet. So the bowl does swivel, so you can have more or less leg room. And then if you press the blue button, you get a flow of water into the bowl, and then you want to open the blade by pushing the lever back. And then always make sure that you shut the blade and close the lid so you don't get any smells through your vehicle. And then on the other side, we've got your shower. So these doors just gently push in, revealing a nice large shower space. And then we've also got a drying rack on the top here, so you can dry any wet clothes or towels. And then the drips just go into the basin and down the plug hole. In the back of the vehicle, we've got your island bed, and then on either side we've got your cupboards and wardrobes. So this one you can hang your clothes in. And then above your bed we've got 2 large cupboards. We've also got your TV. And we've got another hanging wardrobe with a nice large mirror. Here we have all 3 of your gas burner hobs working. Just remember that once you've used them, you want to let the metal fully cool before you put the glass lid down, otherwise it will shatter. You might not be able to see the steam, but your hot water is running and up to temperature. When you want to bring the drop down bed down, the first thing you want to do is fold your 2 chairs forward, your driver and passenger chair. And then you want to grab the handle on the drop down bed and pull it all the way down. And then what you can do is you can grab the ladders and just pop them, hook them onto your handle, and then climb up into bed. And then you've also got this little net here to stop anyone from falling out. And to bring it back up, you just pull so far, and then the bed will just take itself all the way back up. And then you want to strap it in on either side just with the safety buckles. So it's nice and secure. Under the bench behind your passenger seat, we've got your power supply unit. So in here we've got your fuses. So it's always a good idea to bring some extra fuses with you on holiday, just in case anything blows, you can easily replace them. And then next to it is your trip switch. So if you're ever hooked up but you're not receiving power in the vehicle, just press the yellow button. It's a blue trip flips, it means there's an issue inside the vehicle. However, if nothing happens, there's something wrong with your hookup cable or the power supply. And then finally, we've got the on-off button. So when you are storing your vehicle over winter, you can press this button and it's a whole system shutdown, so nothing will be draining your leisure battery through the winter months.